Today we are again very fortunate because we have in front of us another Dadi who is very, very incognito. She hardly speaks in public. She is Dadi Shantamani. Shantamani means the jewel of peace. So we give her a big hand, Dadi Shantamani. She lives in Shantivan and is the director of Shantivan. You know how big Shantivan is? So living in Shantivan and looking after Shantivan is a very big job. Yesterday, Dadi Janki requested her if she could meet all the double foreigners today. And she readily accepted. So she has come all the way from Shantivan to meet all of you. Dadi Shantamani is in this yajna right from the beginning. Since when the yajna started in 1936-37, she came along with her family, her mother, her sisters, her mother, father, sister, brother, and also her aunt and her children. It was a big family. Can you feel any resemblance? Her face resembling someone very familiar? Mama, yes. She is the lucky cousin of Mama. Means her mother and Mama's mother were sisters. Of course, Mama's mother was older, नहीं दादी? Mama की बहन बड़ी, Mama की माँ बड़ी थी ना आपकी माँ से. Mama's mother was older than her mother. But all of them surrendered to Baba at one go. The moment they saw Baba, they surrendered. One very beautiful story of Dadi Shantamani is that when Baba went to Kashmir, he stayed there for some time, and the satsang was going on in Hyderabad, Sindh, and Baba was in Kashmir. So at that time, her Lokik father, Dadi Shantamani's Lokik father, was also in Kashmir. He was traveling, he was a tourist, he was a businessman. So he used to go touring and he was visiting Kashmir. That's a hill station. He was on a holiday. And there he met Brahma Baba. But he did not know that his family was already going to Baba's satsang in Hyderabad, Sindh. And the story is that, it's a fact that he was looking around for a place which he didn't know where it was, called Pahalgam. That's a tourist spot in Kashmir, Pahalgam. So, and Baba's cottage where Baba was staying in Kashmir was very close by to that. So he came to Baba's cottage in Kashmir. And Baba's Lokik daughter, Dadi Nirmal Shanta, she was standing outside in the veranda. And he asked her father asked Dadi Nirmal Shanta, who was very young at that time, do you know the way to Pahalgam? Which road to take, which way to go? And Dadi Nirmal Shanta was very innocent, young girl. She said, I don't know the way to Pahalgam, but I know the way to Paramdham. That's what she said. And he was surprised. He thought Paramdham must be another place somewhere in Kashmir. So he said, then where is that place? Then she said, okay, come and meet my father. And my father will tell you where it is. So he went in, and there he saw Brahma Baba sitting in meditation, in deep meditation. And her father went and sat in front of Baba. And Baba opened his eyes. And just as when Baba looked at her father, Baba told him, son, child, where were you? I was remembering you for 3 days. And it was very, like a coincidence that her father was in Kashmir for 3 days. looking around for something, and he didn't know what he was looking around for. And here Baba was remembering him. So that's the very interesting thing, that after that, how he went back and he came to know that his family was already going to Baba. So he found the way to Paramdham. So that's the story. Now I'll request her, as according to the subject, how to come close to Baba and Mama. Because she was very close to Baba and Mama. In the beginning of the yajna, when Dadi Prakashmani went to Baba for the first time, and Baba told her that Baba was looking for some young sisters who could look after a boarding school and become a teacher. So Dadi Prakashmani surrendered, Dadi Kumarka surrendered for that school. So there were 5 teachers. So one was Dadi Kumarka and the other was Dadi Shantamani. She was also one of the teachers along with Dadiji. So I will tell her, request her to share some of her experiences with Baba and Mama, and how she saw Mama, how she saw Baba. Dadi Shantamani. And put on your headphones, please. Sister Dolly of New York is going to translate. And in between, I will keep asking her questions. So it will become more interesting. Okay? Put on your headphones and you'll get translation through headphones. Om Shanti.
ओम शांति। सभी बोलो शांति। आपको शीलू बहन थोड़ी हिस्ट्री सुना रही थी।
Shilu Ben was sharing with you a little bit of the history.
हमारे लौकिक फादर से ब्रह्मा बाबा मिला था कश्मीर में।
How Brahma Baba met my Lokik father in Kashmir, and how he had a vision of Param Dham, the soul world. He went in trance. His experience was so deep, he was so spiritually intoxicated, that when he returned to Sindh, he had his entire family surrender to Baba. He took us all to Baba, along with our property. From that very day onwards, Mama's mother and my aunt, they were both very unhappy. So my Lokik mother said, if you want peace of mind, then go to Baba. He will give you an experience in peace of mind. So she took both the sisters to Baba. Baba used to chant Om so beautifully that immediately one would feel separated from the body. So those 2 sisters also had the same experience. And from that day onwards, my mother, her sister, and her another sister, 3 of them started to go to Baba. Mama's sister, who used to cry, went to Baba and became very happy. Mama asked her mother, yesterday you were crying and today your face is all lit up. What did you get? She said, we go to Baba. He is giving us the knowledge of Gita. And in our heart we are happy and we are peaceful. The body is old, the soul has to leave the body. We all have to leave the body. And so Mama's mother said, you also read the Gita, why don't you come to Baba also with me? And so the next day, Mama went to Baba. When Baba saw Mama, Baba said, "Child, I had been remembering you." Baba also had the feeling that this was his real daughter. Mama also felt that this is my real father. So from that day onwards, Baba knew she was educated, intelligent, smart, clever in singing and dancing. So Baba said, "You've done Lokik, worldly study. What is your result now? You'll go to that world, have children. What will happen to your education? No benefit of that. But with the spiritual education, you can bring about a lot of benefit to the world." Mama also had this thought that I have come to this world, then I should perform such action that the whole world should remember me. In school, she was always ahead in all the subjects. Every day she would be wearing a new dress to school. She was very fashionable. And a lot of school girls were attracted to her. When Mama danced, Mama's favorite song was "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." She used to do a beautiful dance on that. So beautiful that on one occasion she got a prize. She also sang very well. So in school she was very famous. But how to become famous in the world? Baba told her, if you wish to bring benefit to the world, then study this spiritual education through which every soul will experience peace and happiness through you. Daddy wanted to know if she is being translated. Baba told Mama, if you want someone with a pant and a coat, meaning wearing a suit, then are you going to be happy with one dressed in a suit or one dressed in pitambar, which is the outfit of Sri Krishna? So Mama said, Baba told Mama when Mama made her choice that she has to come there and study every day. And Mama decided that she wanted to give all the 24 hours of her life to the yajna. And from that day onward, she went to Baba every single day. Baba would give her some point or the other of knowledge every day. Mama would churn on those points. And then Baba would write a song and Mama would share that in the satsang, in the gathering. And she would also give the significance of the song. Everything that Baba says, every song that Baba has spoken has deep significance, spiritual significance, and that's what Mama would share with everyone. There is Gyan, Yoga, inculcation, and Seva. So what knowledge is it? It is the knowledge of the soul and the Supreme Soul. And then how the world drama goes on. So Baba would give these points to Mama every day, and Mama would share these points in the satsang with everyone. Baba would write these points as well, and Mama would read these points out to the class. So Baba's attention was on Mama, and Mama would be number one in the entire class. When Baba went to Kashmir, Mama took care of the whole satsang. Everyone would be attracted to Mama. Many of them got visions on Mama. They saw Mama as Radhe and then as Lakshmi. And then they also discovered that it is she who is Durga, it is she who is Kali. They also saw Baba in the form of Sri Krishna. And so this is how our satsang increased. Amongst the male, the first member was my Lokik father. And then when they saw him, many families surrendered. Mothers, families, children. So the first male member who went to the yajna was your father. When he did that, when he returned from Kashmir after having met with Baba. So is it true that at that time there were only females? Dadi says, yes, many families surrendered, and then Baba's yajna expanded. Baba used to say, children, there will be many Brahmins. Baba gave us this aim as to what we have to become. Without an aim, we can't have an attainment. This education is, this study is to become a deity from a human being. To be a deity is to be pure. Purity is the very first thing in life. With purity, there is peace and happiness and prosperity. Without purity, there is vice. And with vice, there is sorrow and peacelessness. Father doesn't give that. He gives us, He is a bestower of peace, happiness. And that is why purity comes first. Negative thoughts means unhappiness. From where can we get peace and prosperity? Human beings can give us only negative thoughts. Positive things, positive thoughts can come only from the Supreme Soul, Shiva. It is He who is teaching us. It is He who is giving us that. He is giving us good sanskars, good education. That is because He wants us to become a deity. And so purity comes first. So in mind, words and actions, we have to become pure. That is why Baba created this bhakti. We were all in this bhakti, and whatever sanskars Baba gave us, those are the sanskars that we had. They became our practical life. In the scriptures, there is just the theory. You read the scriptures and then you go back into the vices. But here, it is practical life. There's purity, whether it's a young virgin, male or female. It's purity. Dadi, did you get sakshatkar? Did you get visions? Are you going to give us an experience of that? And Dadi is saying she had a vision of Sri Krishna. A vision is like a picture in a television. When I first went to Brahma Baba, I remember that the first vision that I had of Sri Krishna, I saw that in Baba. And that is the day I decided that this is where my life is going to be. So Shilubin is asking, did you get this vision at home? And so Dadi says, no. When Baba did this chant of Om, that is when Dadi went in trance. And she had the vision of Sri Krishna, but that didn't give us any fulfillment.
हमने माँ को कहा हमको ले
I was
चलो,
looking,
जो मैंने
I was
ट्रांस में
searching.
देखा वो बाबा को प्रैक्टिकल में श्री कृष्ण के रूप में
And
देखा।
so I told my
उसी
mother
दिन से
to
लेकर
bring
के
me to
हम
Baba
स्कूल
every
में जाते
day.
थे,
And I
स्कूल से
started to
लौट
go
करके
to
फिर बाबा
the
के पास
school
आते थे।
every day.
बाबा कोई न कोई लेसन हमको देते थे।
I used to go to school. From school, I would go to Baba every day, and Baba would give us a little lesson that would be our homework. And so the next day, when we returned from school and went to Baba, Baba would ask us for the homework. We enjoyed going to Baba. It was lovely being there with him. We didn't even want to go back home. When my father came to Baba, I told him that I don't want to do this worldly study. I want to do this spiritual study every day. And so I finished high school, and then I gave up the worldly study and and engaged myself full-time in spiritual study. I would go to this satsang every day and imbibe what Baba was teaching me. Shilu asked her which other vision she had, and Dadi said she didn't have any other vision. How did your whole family came to the yajna, Dadi? And Dadi is saying that she came to the yajna as a teacher to take care of the children. There were about 60 to 70 children there, and we were about 5 to 7 sister teachers. We used to take care of the children fully. The children were little, so we also took care of their toilet needs, bathing, feeding, etc. We had 25 children allotted to the 5 of us individually, so 5 teachers, 25 children each. How many would that be? 25 I had, 25 Dadi Kumarika, 25 Mittuben, 25 another. So there were 25 divide. Each one of us had 25 to take care of the children. We had to really keep them clean because Baba loved cleanliness, honesty and cleanliness. Cleanliness of the body and cleanliness of the mind. Baba would check the feet of each child, the nails of each child, that they were clean and not overgrown. So clean feet, clean nails indicated that the whole body was clean. So Baba was greatly attentive to cleanliness and honesty of the heart. Baba has always said the master is pleased with an honest heart. Not one thing inside and another outside. Total honesty inside out. Honesty, honest, obedient are the children that Baba loves. And so we have to follow every direction that Baba gives. Only then we can get a high status. It's the highest of high, Baba giving us the highest education to make us the highest. And so we have to be very attentive to what Baba is teaching us. Baba comes all the way from Paramdham to teach us. And so therefore our first attention on the study. Baba's discipline was very intense. First the children would come and then the teacher would come and sit. Baba didn't like that the teachers should come first and students later. And Baba was very particular that everyone pay attention and not have a wandering intellect or mind. If people looked around here and there and had roving eyes, Baba didn't like that. Baba was attentive that no one was feeling lazy. And no teacher would like that anyway. Otherwise, there would be no education. We can't study. Nothing would register in the intellect. God is teaching here. And so with what interest, what diligence we should be studying.
निश्चय है तो नशा भी चढ़ेगा.
If we have the faith, we'll have the intoxication.
तो
With intoxication, what will we have? What will we have? Baba has given us the aim, the target, but we need faith that yes, I need that attainment. I need to become a deity. So Baba says, which deity? The subjects are deities, kings are deities. Sun dynasty, moon dynasty, both are deities. So what are you selecting? We need to go to the royal families, and so royal sanskars need to be imbibed. Baba used to say, what intoxication the princes and princesses have. What about you, children? You are the children of God. You are the masters of not just the third, the sixth element, Brahman, but the entire world. And you are going to claim that sovereignty through the power of knowledge and the power of yoga. And so attention to study, to Gyan, to Yoga, and to purity. What does the mind need? Simply pure thoughts. How are we going to get them? Not from the scriptures, because they are filled with manmat, the dictates of our own mind. But we are studying, we have the directions of the Supreme Soul, Supreme Father Shiva. This is a very new study. The spiritual father is teaching the souls. In those other schools, human beings are teaching human beings. Here, the Supreme Soul, spiritual father, is teaching this soul children. What is our education? Simply to make us pure from impure. Who made us impure? It's the vices of lust, anger, greed, etc. And it's the vices that made the deities human beings. And now human beings are being made into deities through the teachings of Baba, the Father, God. We are at the confluence age, the age of transformation. That is why it is known as the Purushottam Sangam Yuga, the age in which the soul becomes the highest, the best. And so Baba comes and gives us the highest teachings and makes us up Saman, like himself. Baba gives us the knowledge, but the power of inculcation is ours, and accordingly we get our status, whether of the Sun dynasty or the Moon dynasty, whether an emperor or a subject. It would depend on how we are studying. Daddy, what were your duties in the yajna? My duty was to be a cashier and to take care of the office. And I used to take care of the mail correspondence. Baba would write the letters, Mama would write the letters. To whom did Mama and Baba write the letters within the yajna, Daddy? In the 14 years, what did you do? Well, in the 14 years, we did this education, whatever Baba spoke, whatever Baba wrote, we would write Baba's murlis. And they were handwritten. There was no typewriter then, of course, computer out of the question. And so with hand, the murlis would be written, and then they were photocopied on a lithograph machine, like a riso. The murlis were written in the Sindhi script, And Dada Vishwarathan would translate them into English.
ये सब है
All these, the tree, the Trimurti, Dada Vishwarathan did the translation.
वो चादर पर सिलाई करना और वो आते ना
Baba gave us
Embroidery.
Baba gave us cloth, and we used to embroider these trees, etc. And we used to embroider the writings on the cloth.
Embroidery करते थे उसी लिखत को, very good. और ऐसे कल्पा tree बनाते थे.
So we made this kalpa tree, and we embroidered the writings on cloth. We used to dance with Baba, we used to play with Baba, we used to go up on the mountains, go on hikes, we would be in the office with Baba, we would often get correspondence from outside, so my duty was to respond to those letters. At which centers did you stay, Daddy? I was in Lucknow, in Delhi, in Karnal, at different centers. These are centers in northern India. Mostly I was in Lucknow.
आप लोग कुछ पूछो प्रश्न.
Ask questions if you need to, and Daddy will answer your questions. So if you have any questions, please ask. Daddy is saying, I love this life. And so I surrendered. I gave myself to this life. I didn't want the worldly life.
दुनियावी लाइफ तो बेकारी लाइफ है ये बहुत
That is a life of vices. I like this life of purity. I refuse to get married. I want to be Baba's, and that's the life I'm going to lead.
किसी को कुछ प्रश्न पूछना.
Anyone, any questions? Come, pick up the mic and ask a question. There's a mic on the stage. Come, come, come.
लौकिक परिवार में कौन थे?
फादर मदर
In my Lokik family, I had my father, my mother, her 2 sisters,
ब्रदर भी था
my brother, my 5 sisters,
ब्रदर के 2 लड़के भी थे
2 children of my brother. They all surrendered.
बताए ना वो इनकी मौसी की बेटी ना
मासी
cousin.
की बेटी
Mama was my
और किसी को
aunt's
कोई प्रश्न
daughter.
हो पूछो.
Any more questions? You're welcome to ask.
जी
No one has a question? Please stand up and ask.
जी किसका इनका उस समय आपकी आयु कितनी थी?
12
What was your age, Daddy, at that time? I was 12.
जब सभी दादियाँ जितनी भी ना सब उसी एज की थी.
Most daddies were of the same age.
दादी रतन
Manohar Dadi, Ratan Mohan, they were all 12. Daddy Prakash Mani was 14.
और बाकी गुलजार दादी
Daddy Gulzar
वो
was
उसी स्कूल में
was a
boarding
kid,
school में
was in the boarding school at that time. She was 9.
शांतामणि उनकी टीचर थी.
Dadi Shantamani was her teacher at that time.
कहता था पहले तो आपको निश्चय चाहिए
Baba would always say, you first need faith, because faith and intellect with faith is successful, is victorious.
धारण सहज हो सके
On the basis of faith, life becomes easy. But if you don't have faith in the self, in the Father, then your life would be wobbly,
ये निश्चय है
would be shaky.
भगवान हमको पढ़ा रहे
So I had this faith that God is teaching us.
दृढ़ विश्वास. हाँ, दृढ़ विश्वास
Firm
होना चाहिए.
faith.
और ड्रामा मम्मा को ड्रामा बहुत याद आता है
Mama always remembered drama.
ड्रामा प्लान
Whatever happens, happens according to the drama. Whatever is happened has been preordained. Mama always was aware that her role, her part, was simply being repeated.
तब तो विषय की बात आनी बनी
And that is how she became. She had that aim, and she became
कैसे आनी बोले वो भी
a world sovereign.
मम्मा ने बहुत सेवा की
And so through mind, Mama did a lot of seva, service. Through her thoughts, Mama traveled the entire world. She'd wake up at 2:30 and she would emerge the souls of the entire world. And giving Sakash from Baba, she'd give Sakash to the souls of the world. Sakash, the power of light and might from Baba. That is how many people have the vision of Baba in their homes, and they started to get pulled to the yajna. When it comes to purity, then we do have a little bit of turbulence, but now all that is finished. And so we had a big part of the mothers in bondage. Males would want lust, and the female would say that she only wanted to drink nectar, and so that created fights. But today, when both follow Baba's knowledge, then the household becomes heavenly. Where there is purity, there is heavenly happiness. Where there is impurity, there's sorrow. And that is what Baba would say, that when both can remain pure when you have the sword of knowledge in the middle. Baba would tell the couples to reveal themselves to the ascetics, because the ascetics, the sannyasis, always said that it is impossible for husband and wife to live in celibacy at home. And Baba has taught us not only just to be sister and brother, but to be simply brothers. Because brother-sister consciousness can also create a vicious vision. Because there are many fathers who have a criminal eye for their daughter as well. And so Baba said that my Brahma Kumari children often have this kind of maya entering into them. And so a drishti of brothers will keep them very pure and safe. Baba used to make us practice this. Maya sometimes becomes victorious because we are at battle with Maya, and Maya also tests us. Baba says that right to the very end, these examinations or tests will come. They have this game, Snakes and Ladders, where when you have a ladder, you shoot up, and when you have a snake, he brings you all the way down. The game has 100 points. At the 98th point, there is a snake, which if you come to that 98th point, that snake brings you all the way down to the beginning, to square one. Baba says this is how our life is. We are going along fine, Maya comes and we disappear. So situations become instrumental to moving away from Baba. And that is why 1 in multi-million passes. And that is why we have a rosary of 8, and then a rosary of 108, then a rosary of 16,108, and then 900,000. You all are going to be part of the rosary, aren't you? Tell me. Yes, you will? What number are you going to be? What number? 8 or 108? Those who are going to be amongst the 8, raise your hand. 108, raise your hand. Good.
100 में
बाबा कहते हैं जो लास्ट आए हैं वो फर्स्ट जा
Baba says those who come last can be first. There's still some margin left. So fast, first, last, fast, first.
ऐसी दौड़ी
This is how you all should be. This is the kind of race you should run.
याद से जन्म जन्मांतर
The entire magic lies on remembrance.
बाबा की याद से खुशी भी होती है
With Baba's remembrance, there's happiness.
तो 21 जन्मों के लिए वर्षा भी बाबा से ही मिलेंगे
For 21 births, we shall, through remembrance, we get our inheritance.
और विक्रम विनाश भी होता
And so with remembrance, there is accumulation and there is destruction of the negative.
सोल है
So remember Baba
इसलिए याद
as much as you can.
इसको बाबा कहते भुला दो देह से
Forget the body,
सब संबंध
the body, bodily relationships, bodily materials, they're all perishable. The soul is imperishable, and so imperishable love from the soul, imperishable father of the soul. And so Baba says, forget everything else, just remember me, oh dear soul. Just remember me.
आती नहीं तेरी मेरी बातों में चले जाती
But what happens to us, we get caught up in yours and mine,
नहीं कराते
and we forget Baba. So this is the practice that Baba gives us in
रोज खाओ
meditation. Baba says, have 5 bananas every day.
अकेले आए
You came alone, you have to go back alone.
में अकेला रह करके
Be alone,
को याद कर
be alone, remain alone, and remember one.
अकेले को याद करो क्योंकि अकेले आए अकेले जाना है मन में नेगेटिव थॉट्स तो कभी नहीं लगा
No, never have negative thoughts in your mind,
नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव टक्कर खाएंगे
because negative and positive clash. It's a head-on collision.
संकल्प के ऊपर है इसलिए बाबा रोज रोज हमको शुद्ध संकल्प देते हैं
And so that is why through the Murli, Baba gives us clean, pure thoughts. So we are never to miss the Murli.
बार पढ़ो
Read the Murli 12 to 13 times if you can, and imbibe it in your life. That is the elevated
मत मन मत तो
direction. Otherwise there's plenty of manmat, though the advice from others and thinking about others, which can be very deceptive.
आपकी जीवन बनेगी
Our life will be made only through Baba's Srimad, because Baba has given us the aim that this is what we have to become, like Sri Lakshmi, Sri Narayan. Their health, wealth, happiness
इसकी हेल्थ
was full.
वेल्थ भी है
Those who have health, wealth,
खुश रहेंगी हैप्पीनेस
will always be happy.
हेल्थ है वेल्थ नहीं है तो भी चिंतन चलता है
If you have a health and no wealth, you will be worried. If you have health and no wealth, then there is worry.
निरोगी रहे
And so
कोई रोग न हो
we should always be healthy, and we should have wealth,
ये खुशी भी रहे
and we should be happy.
खुशी जैसी खुराक नहीं
There is no dose better than happiness, and there's no illness like
कोई
worries.
भी टेंशन नहीं रखो
So have no tension at all.
माइंड हमेशा हल्का रखो
Always keep your mind light.
बुद्धि हल्की है बुद्धि
Keep
योग
your
बाबा के साथ
buddhi, intellect light.
इसलिए बाबा महामंत्र देता है
And that is
बुद्धि
why
अपना
Baba gives us this great mantra.
मन को ठिकाना
Child, keep your mind focused in me. Don't let it wander. You find Baba, you find everything. Daddy, what is your effort?
नेगेटिव थॉट्स नहीं करती
My effort is to have no negative thoughts.
में आत्मा है तो बिल्कुल शांत
Because in Param Dham, as a soul, I am peaceful. And it is that generates energy.
धारण करनी है
In that consciousness, I imbibe, inculcate all the
मन
powers.
तो जरूर चलेगा तो बाबा के ही मूल पर ध्यान रहे
And so the mind has to run, the mind will have thoughts. And so I keep myself busy in Baba's murlis, what Baba is teaching us. I don't get into wasteful thinking, I don't get into negative thinking. Always good wishes for everyone. Everyone's well-wisher. That is my effort, because I have to make my life. I have to fill in my sanskars. I have to follow Srimad. I have to keep within the codes of conduct. I have to have loveful form with everyone. To remain merged in Baba's love. Only then will we experience love which is beyond, which is known as supersensuous joy. So my love for Baba should be unbroken. That is why Baba says, remember Mam Ekam, remember me with love. Me alone. Have all your relationships with me. All your attainments are through one. That is why have no desires. Be totally ignorant of the word desire, because desires will not let you become good. Baba is bringing us up. He is nurturing us. He is giving us love. He is teaching us. And it is He who is going to take us back with Him. Father, Teacher, Satguru. He is bringing us up in all the three forms. So what is there to worry about? So Dadi, do you make special effort, or is this your natural state? Well, making efforts, it's becoming natural. But what is your attention? What is your special attention? How do you think? What do you do? My effort is Baba's remembrance. Sometimes Maya comes, the clouds come and cover the moon and the sun, but the cloud comes and goes. Go on, ask questions. Anyone wants to ask anything? Dadi is saying, have elevated thoughts.
This question is on behalf of all parents and teachers, Laukik and even Alaukik. I will ask in Hindi. Translation will. Baba, Dadi, बाबा और आप सब इतने छोटे छोटे बच्चों के साथ रहते थे तो रोज तो बच्चे छोटे मोटे गफलत करते ही होंगे.
Daddy, you and Baba lived with little children, and children always make little blunders, little mischievousness. And so when Baba would discover, well, how did Baba treat the children? Did he give any, what was his attitude? Did he give any punishment? Baba was never angry. There was never any punishment. It was always transform them with love. So what did you do when children were naughty? Were children never naughty? They were all very good. Daddy says, yes, they were good children. No naughtiness. I never saw them being naughty. Oh well. They had a very structured program.
Play while you play, that's the way to be happy and gay. Dadi knows. Dadi, English aur bolo na thoda.
Sheila is asking Daddy to speak a little bit more in English. Mama knew a lot of English because she studied through the English medium. Daddy, how about you? Did you study English at all? Daddy says, well, first I basically knew Hindi and Sindhi. Any more questions from anyone?
जी हाँ पूछो पूछो आप माइक पर आकर बोलो क्योंकि वो बहन जी ट्रांसलेशन करेगी
He is being requested to use the mic.
अपना भी परिचय देना
Daddy wants him to introduce himself. This brother is from Mauritius. The other one was from Mauritius too.
माइक
मेरा नाम है नरसिम्हा रामैया
I am Narsimha Raya from Mauritius.
खुश हूँ आज
Very happy today
क्योंकि
because
सेंटर जो है वो कूड़े में जहाँ रहते हैं वहाँ पर तो हमारे गीता बहन जो है
in our center there's a Gita
कहती थी कि शांतामणि दादी
who always talked about Dadi Shantamani, and today I see Baba's miracle, Baba's wonder in you, Dadi. Now today I see that Shantamani Dadi.
माइक को हिलाई
जो आपको अनुभव आदि सब कुछ जो करके हमको दिखलाया तो हम बहुत आनंद होता है.
So I'm very happy with the experiences you shared with us, and I'm very happy that we are in Madhuban, and how much of an embodiment of happiness you are.
अपनी तरफ से डबल विदेशी विशेष और क्या पुरुषार्थ करें बाबा के नजदीक कैसे जाए संपूर्ण बनने के लिए और क्या
According to you, Dadi, what effort should the double foreigners make to get close to Baba? Dadi says the main thing is that in this study we are at war with Maya. And so if we can conquer Maya, we can conquer the world. We have to conquer the vices. We need power to be victorious. And that power will come from Baba's remembrance. There is no other method. He is the purifier of the impure. Vices make us impure. Baba makes us pure. So we need 100% victory over the vices. We have help for that. And our help is our teachings from Baba. So the more attention we have on our study, the more victorious we will be over the vices.
आप सभी का लक्ष्य क्या है?
What is your aim, everybody?
डीटी बनना है?
Do you want to be a deity?
डीटी बनना है?
Yes, do you wish to be a deity?
में आना है?
Do you wish to be in Satyug, the golden age?
सतयुग में आना है?
Those who wish to do that, raise your hand.
लक्ष्य से ही तो लक्षण आएंगे ना.
Because with your aim, you will have your qualifications and aspirations.
हाँ?
Only then will you be victorious on the vices.
विकार उत्पन्न होते ना नेगेटिव थॉट्स से.
Because vices emerge through negative thoughts.
की शुद्धि रखो.
And so for that, Baba says,
संग रखो.
have pure food,
पढ़ाई पर अटेंशन दो.
pure company, attention on your study.
तो ईश्वरीय सत्संग में भी ईश्वरीय परिवार में भी रहेंगे. बाबा से योग लगाएंगे.
So you will be in the godly family, you will be cautious about food, and you will have remembrance of Baba. Baba says, even if you have a glass of water, you should do it in my remembrance. You take your shower, you bathe, you should do it in my remembrance. And so let Baba be your companion. He's giving us company. What else do we need?
अपने देह को भुला दो. अपने
Forget your body. Consider yourself a soul.
आत्मा को सतोप्रधान बनाना है.
You have to make the soul Sato Pradhan, super righteous, pure. No other method except for remembrance. Beware that My actions shouldn't be negative actions. And so understand the deep law of karma. If I have hatred for anyone, that will become my sanskar. So no hatred for anyone, no enmity, no jealousy. Be very careful of this too, otherwise you will clash.
Daddy, ये मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ, आपका निश्चय अटूट है, अटल है, लेकिन फिर भी जब यज्ञ में बैकरी पाठ शुरू हुआ, क्या उस समय आपका संकल्प
Daddy, your faith is unbroken, but when we had the beggary part, did your faith shake? Daddy says, no way at all, not at all. There were lots of examinations, but nothing happened. Because we had nothing coming from outside, our sustenance was from whatever we had. Baba asked me, how much do you have in the Bhandari? And I said, Baba, we have 4 annas, that's like less than a cent. And there were 350 people to be fed. And so, from a quarter of a rupee, what vegetables can you buy? So what should Baba do? If you have a quarter of a rupee at home, what would you do? And say you're 8 in your home to be fed, what can you do with that? Baba was amazing. Brahma Baba had no thought at all. His thought was, let the one who up above, who is the father of this yajna, he has to worry. He is Karan Karavanhar, the one who is making things run. And Shiv Baba knows he would touch anyone and send someone. And so Baba would say, wait, the mail is about to come, and it would be for real. We would get a money order in the mail. And then that's how the yajna ran, whatever came in the money order in the mail. Baba would touch someone, and sometimes they would bring a little bag, a little pouch of whatever, and that would be used in the yajna. And so the yajna has been from prince to beggar, and now we are from beggar to prince. See what we have now? How many Baba's children? If Baba is questioned, Baba says, I have so many children. Aren't they going to take care of their home? Everything comes in Baba's Bhandari, and that's from where we eat. When Baba's Bhandara is full, all the problems disappear. Dadiji, how do you run Shantivan? I don't. Baba does it.
Daddy, I would like to ask Daddy, what did Brahma Baba teach Daddy all to make the soul conscious becomes very natural in their sanskar? What did Baba do the practice for them in the yaya during the early days and later?
Baba ने कैसे practice कराई जो soul conscious जिस natural रूप में क्या कराते थे बाबा?
बाबा और मम्मा जैसे ये बैठे ना शीलू और मैं.
Just as Shilu and I are sitting, this is how Mama and Baba would be sitting. And we would be sitting in front and Baba would give us drishti. If you could take that kind of drishti, it's totally magnetic. there would be such magnetism that we wouldn't even want to get up. And then that is the time Baba would kind of make himself less intense. So Dadi, tell us how Baba would enter Brahma Baba. When Shiv Baba would enter Brahma Baba's body, we feel as if we would feel that we just couldn't let go of Baba. And when without Shiv Baba, it would be just like you are and we are. But whenever Shiv Baba came, through the eyes we would know, through that magnetism, we would know that Shiv Baba has come. That is why we have that song, that it is through your eyes that our heart has been stolen. So it was always through Baba's eyes that we would know that Shiv Baba had descended. And that is why Baba says, children, you should invoke Baba and let him sit in the center of the forehead, just as he did with Brahma Baba. But without Shiv Baba, Brahma Baba was as ordinary as we were. However, during the day, Baba would remind us, with whom are you playing? Because he would be in remembrance, he would remind others also of Baba. And so be in remembrance and have others pulled into remembrance. Imbibe and have others imbibe. Study and have others study. Baba, that is why Baba says you're not only students but you're also teachers. All the time remember, every single one of you, that I have to give. And that will help you imbibe, inculcate.
Shanti, now it's a simple question, you have to translate that, Didi, please. Most of us, normally we walk. And where we are walking now, most of our time are spent over there. Because if, in my particular case, more than 60% of the work, my time, I spent it where I work. The remainder now, whichever amount remains, I have to prepare for what I'm going to do tomorrow. This means 10% और चले जाता है. इसके बाद whichever remains 30%, this we have to do the household, we have to do look after children or do anything particular as such. So what I want to say, as Baba has said, drama is fixed. So if drama is fixed, it means fate also is fixed. If this has been fixed, the time allowed to do effort, this one also has been fixed. So could you explain in such a situation what can be done so that more effort could be made so as to become like Baba?
कहता है कि 60% हमारा जो टाइम है वो लौकिक जॉब में जाता है.
60% of my time goes in Lokik job. Then we come home and I have to prepare for the Lokik job the next day. That takes 10%. 20% goes in other things, taking care of family, children, etc. So what do I do about my effort? It's all fixed in the drama. Where is the margin of... Dadi says it is whatever you do logically is just for name's sake. And if you do that in Baba's remembrance, that will also become worthwhile. It will be productive. Do it in Baba's remembrance and you will be successful in that. Did you understand? Whatever you do it in Baba's remembrance. Do it as Baba's service. And that will be Baba's remembrance then. You have to do karmas, but do it in Baba's remembrance and you'll be light. And then you will have success in your job, in your karmas, and your stage will be stable too. Did you understand? Okay, everyone, are you content? Everyone content? Another question.
Mic. Open the mic.
We know that Brahma Baba had a very good stage during the Begri part, but I saw a photo of Brahma Baba through the Begri part where his upper arms were as thin as his wrists. He was very thin. So did any of you have concern, like that he was so thin? Not just his arm, but his face, but mainly his arms were very thin.
She saw a photo of Baba, of the Begri part, where Baba was very skinny, where Baba's upper arm was as thin as his wrist. Were you concerned then that Baba is so skinny, so weak? Did you feel that Baba was really very weak? Well, Baba had a little bit of poor health in between, but we weren't worried. Why weren't you worried? We knew that Baba is here. He can worry. Why do we have to worry? Baba should worry. Shiv Baba should worry, not we. But didn't you have any thoughts that Baba is not weak? No, we had no such thoughts. We were okay. Baba himself had no thoughts about his health, and so how could we have those thoughts? So Baba had no thoughts, children had no thoughts. It was one strength and one support. They knew it was a temporary phase. It would be all taken care of. Almighty authority is there. And so it's an examination we have to pass, and we moved on. In the Begri part, did you think, how long is this going to go on? No money, nothing. But no, Dadi says no, it's not our yajna, it's Shiv Baba's yajna. Brahma Baba gave all his body, mind, wealth, BMW. And so he gave it to Baba. Let him worry about his yajna. I have been in this Gyan for 3 months. And I wonder how much forward am I going to be able to go. And I have come from Gujarat, Bhavnagar, with a group. And so I'm going to meet Baba on the 31st. What do I do? So Dadi is saying you have to pay attention to this spiritual study and you will really go fast. Be attentive to your food. No eating from outside. Whatever you make it with pure hands, clean hands. In Baba's remembrance, eat in Baba's remembrance. Baba's remembrance is the main thing. Only then will you create a memorial. One word, remembrance, remembrance, remembrance. You'll see how many times Baba says that word, remembrance, remembrance. Remember me, remember me. So constantly practice soul consciousness, forget others. Otherwise, there is so much fashion out there. It's everything connected with the body. And so, as far as the body goes, be simple, be clad in white. Because Baba liked white clothes, not colored clothes. He used to dislike colored clothes. So in Baba's remembrance, you read Baba's Murli, you go to class, you will go real fast.
Okay. Om Shanti, yes?
जी
कहते हैं ब्रह्मा बाबा ने जब शरीर छोड़ा उस समय आपके मन में क्या संकल्प आया?
When Brahma Baba left his body, what thoughts did you have, Dadi, at that time? What was your stage? I remembered drama.
ड्रामा याद था.
I remembered drama. Drama has been my shield, shield of protection. Formerly, they used to ride on horses to the battlefield. The warriors rode on horses. They had the reins of the horse in their hand. Without the reins, the horse could go wild. And so the reins are our Gyan and Yog. The horse is our mind. And so, in one hand the reins, in the other hand the shield of protection. So we are protected by the shield of drama. Drama makes us unshakable, immovable. It is a preordained play. I have to be an observer. You're extremely lucky that you have recognized Baba and you now remain belonging to Baba. This is a drama, 1 in a million. How few of us are with Baba. You're a lucky star. According to the plan of the drama, life goes on. The part is played. The soul is just a dot. But the sanskars in the soul make the drama what it is. And so, be firm on the point of the drama. Whatever happens, drama, victory or defeat, it is a drama. Let it be an entertainment. A play is always entertaining.
Okay? Om Shanti. Yes, we give a big hand to Dadi.